Ads not read by me, Mary Payne, don't necessarily reflect the views of Pink Shade. If you'd like to listen to ad-free, you're going to go on over to Supercast or Patreon, and you can find the links to Pink Shade Prime at pinkshadepodcast.com. Hey y'all, welcome to Pink Shade. It is Monday and we have a brand new show to talk about. It's Match Me Abroad. It's a Matt Sharp production, season 1, episode 1. Super excited that Keisha has agreed to discuss this with me. Don't y'all think Keisha didn't try to lead me down the road of Mama June? And I said no. I said no,
I tried so hard. I even offered her my firstborn son. And she still refuses to watch Mama June. It's so entertaining.
No,
you're missing out.
Well, I missed you because we didn't talk last week.
I missed you too. I felt like a part of my heart had been chipped off. I'm like, I didn't get my dose of Mary Payne this week. I was sad.
I know, but I saw you posted a Libra Lounge with Keisha podcast. It looked like you were really covering the Croy and the Kim, and I'm hoping you're coming at me with some Monique and Derek breakup news because those two need to get away from each other.
Girl, these reality TV stars have been acting up this week. What is going on? Someone literally sent me a message saying, I need for you and Mary Payne to talk like at least an hour and a half about Kim and Croy. I'm like, well, that's not going to happen. But
it's not that interesting. It's not that interesting.
No. But it's been, I mean, every day there's been something new. You know, first we started off with, they had this huge amount of money that they owed to the IRS. And literally maybe 3 hours later, it's Kim files for divorce from Croy. Right. Which for me, I was like, oh man, I would have bet money that Croy would have done it first. And then we found out that he really did. They were basically just like racing each other to file first.
Right.
And so we're all thinking, that sounds kind of fishy. You know, all this money is owed, and then now they're getting a divorce too. But things have gotten pretty nasty. So we've got Croy, who's requesting sole custody of the kids. Right. Him and Kim are still in the house together, but he wants Kim out. Yeah. So she's at first she was asking for like joint everything, and then she changed hers. So I want sole custody, and Croy can only have visitations. And she's asking for alimony, and
he said no. He said no visitation, right? He said sole custody, no visitation.
Yeah. So it looks like Brielle has unfollowed him, and then today they said that Kim and Croy have unfollowed each other. I don't know where Big Papa is, but it's time for him to shoot his shot right now. Try to get back in there with Kim and her blonde wigs.
No, I don't think he wants part of that debt that comes along with her. Talk about baggage, man.
And I think he's broke too.
Oh, Big Papa's broke too?
I think Big Papa's kind of broke, yeah.
Yeah, when I saw that, well, first, of course, I'm like, it's a publicity stunt. They're trying to get a new show. You know, they're trying to be like Kim and Croy go to therapy or whatever. Yeah. But then when you involve saying, I want sole custody of these kids, and I want the mother to have nothing to do with the children, then you know something serious went down.
Exactly. Yeah, because I wasn't buying it until then. I'm like, okay, shit just got real. So I guess we'll just have to wait and see how it unfolds. I mean, I just want a tour of their house. You know what I mean? I just want to go in there. I hope she sells some of her stuff. Maybe I can afford to buy like a pin out of her house.
I think it's what you'll find, if I had to predict, if they have to go through and take things for the government to be owed. It'll be a Jen Shaw situation where you're going to get 4 or 5 real items and the rest are real good fakes.
You think so? You're probably right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's fine. If you can get a real good fake that looks just like a real, you know, sure. But I really am only against the real bad fakes, as you know. But I think that the gambling situation, you know, where she's talked about gambling, and probably at some point he was like, I can't do this anymore. My Midwest,
which we knew that was going to come.
Yeah. My Midwest mama didn't raise me like this.
And, you know, he stopped talking. He cut off his family for Kim.
I know.
So it's just like, I mean, it's not like he has a job. Everyone's like, he should start an OnlyFans.
Oh my God. Yes.
I think
gay and straight men and women would all be on
everywhere. Yes, most definitely. Be like, Croy's back. So I guess we'll see how that goes.
I was getting my nails done before we talked, and I was listening to Bravo and Cocktails, so I'll give them
Okay.
credit for this. They said
Mm-hmm.
that someone had written to them and said they had seen, this is all alleged from Bravo and Cocktails, that they
Mm-hmm.
had seen Croy was on Grindr, and then they had a little discussion about what Grindr actually means, and is
Mm-hmm.
it only for gay men or is it for others? And my understanding is it is for gay men
Gay
only.
men. Yeah.
Mhm. I don't know about only. I don't know, but that's what they said. I'm not saying it. I know nothing about nothing, but I do think that's an interesting theory. Would go along with him creating an OnlyFans for people to check him out. He does enjoy a tiny, tiny swimsuit and
He does.
dyeing up his eyelashes. So
I have, from the first time that we saw Croy, I really thought Croy was gay. I've
you did.
always thought that. Always, 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 always. From the very moment that we saw him at that charity dance competition with
Mm-hmm.
he and Sheree in it, I thought he was gay. So
I never thought he was gay. Maybe he's bi, maybe he's bi-curious. I don't know. But he did have 4 children with Kim in addition to adopting
mm-hmm,
her other children. So,
mm-hmm.
they had sex at least 3 times because there's twins.
Yeah, yes, 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 yes. I guess we'll see. I wish they were filming right now because I would love to see all of this go down.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of the theory is, that to get some of this money they owe the IRS, of course, they're going to do a show. Now,
Okay.
would it have to be filming 2 separate situations, And then, somebody else is like, oh, it's just her trying to get back on Atlanta. I go, I think she could just ask to be back on Atlanta and they would have her back. I don't think,
I think so too. But
I don't think
I don't,
she's like persona non grata over there. I think they'd be happy to have her back. She brings all sorts of drama.
but do you think she would actually go back to the Housewives after she already had her own show?
I don't know. I don't know how desperate she is for money.
I think she's kind of desperate for money.
Yeah, because the whole thing about the when I talked to Amy Phillips last week, she was saying, Kim's like in her house going like, "Hey haters, I'm in my house." Everybody
Yeah.
says my house is getting foreclosed on, but it's not. Here I
Yeah.
am. I was like, well, your house can be foreclosed on and you can stay on it for another year. I mean, it's just until somebody buys it and they kick you out.
Right. Yeah.
So
So
who
we'll
knows what the
see.
truth is of all this? But let me
I
tell you
don't
what,
know.
her getting up and doing those speeches, ask, believe, and receive. She didn't receive. She didn't receive enough.
Where is Rose when we need Rose? Like she must definitely need. She died.
I think she died.
She
died,
did.
girl.
Like
Yeah.
pretty recently, like within the last 2 years. Like what message did she give Kim on her last reading? Because did she foresee this?
I don't know.
I don't know. It's time for me to call my psychic though. It's been 6 months. I need a reading.
I've never had a psychic reading. I mean, I did do a reading with Jonathan Mark, but he was more kind of going to people in the afterlife who wanted to get into contact with me, which was fascinating. I never had a psychic tell me this is what I see for your future or anything like that. I would kind of be afraid that they would tell me something like real bad, and then I would be scared.
Well, I tell you what, the guy who does my tarot cards is spot on every time. Even to the point last year, he was like, I don't know what's going on with you, but you've got some GI stuff going on. You're going to have to change your way of eating. And like a couple of months later, I was getting my gallbladder removed and I've had all sorts of GI issues. He told us we were going to buy a house before September of last year. We did. He's spot on every time. Yeah. Mm-hmm. He told me I was going to meet you. No, he's like, I see a Mary Payne in your future.
Oh, sure. Such a common name. How could he have come up with it?
Right?
I did tell you when you came on, I was like, why are you looking so skinny mini coming on this screen, girl? Looking good.
And I've gone down 6 pant sizes since last year.
Jeez. In a year?
Mm-hmm.
And it's not Ozempic.
No, it's not Ozempic. No, it is. I throw up all the time. If something hits my stomach, it sours, and I'm like, I just don't like to eat anymore. It's no fun. Can't do it like I used to do it.
I'm sorry. Does the GI doctor have any cure for you? Or are you just going and trying to hit it all and see what happens?
I mean, I'm supposed to take a certain medicine that every day that I don't take every day. So,
all right, Keisha.
Yeah.
What about celiacs and gluten? Have you been tested for all that stuff?
Mm-mm.
Okay, well,
no.
not going in the direction I wanted it to go. I was hoping you were going to say
There's
yes.
layers.
Layers.
No.
Okay.
There's lots of layers. You know
Because
me.
producer Ingrid got late in life diagnosed with celiac as an adult, so that can happen.
Really?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh, maybe I should go add that to my list of testings that I always have to get done. Like, hey, just go ahead and throw that in with the blood work, see if I'm allergic. So
yeah.
Who knows?
Yeah. And you're going to throw in Jury Duty as something you're going to watch, you told me.
Yes, I'm going to do that. I think
really good.
We're going to Vegas. We're going to Vegas. So maybe I'll watch it on a plane ride. Yeah.
Okay. Perfect for a plane ride, I think. And okay, so Kim and Croy, we discussed. Okay, Monique and Derek, what's the deal? Who's beating up who? All they're doing is posting screenshots of their texts that don't prove anything. And then her putting her hand on his throat, and then her saying he hit her in the face, and just like, please say they're not together anymore. I mean, please say they actually did break up. I mean, I can't take it.
I mean, it's Mo and Derek. They're broken up today, together and engaged tomorrow. You know what I mean? But they are toxic for one another. They just need to, because someone's going to get hurt. And I'm surprised she hasn't lost her job by now with all of these stunts going on. So, I mean, I wouldn't want to drop my puppy off at that animal hospital and she's the receptionist.
I wouldn't either. That's a great point.
No.
I'm glad she never moved. Stay in Chicago, girl.
Stay away from Derek is what she needs to do. Dirk. Yeah.
Do we have any other pop culture stories that we should cover before we get into this great show? Is there anything else that happened?
Oh, well, you know, we know that the name of Khloe Kardashian's baby son, who we've waited like almost 15 years to know, his name is Tatum. It's Tatum.
Okay, so True and Tatum.
There's supposed to be two family names, but I'm like, conveniently enough, they start with T, like their dad, who looks like a koala bear.
Tatum is not the vibe for a Kardashian baby at all.
It's
cute. It's cute. Different. It's just not. It's cute. It's just not a vibe for what they named their kids. I mean, you know.
Yeah.
These are the people
True and Tatum.
Psalm for the baby's name. So I mean, you know.
And Northwest. You know, her name is all about directions. You know. So.
Yeah, that's interesting. And then what are Kylie's baby's names?
Stormy and Air.
Okay. See, so Tatum really doesn't go. Yeah, Tatum really doesn't.
Yeah, it's a little bit too normal.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
I do like the name True, though. I think that's real cute.
And you do not hear that I've never. Let me see. I don't think I've ever heard of anyone now. I think it was like a family last name.
Yeah, well,
or something like that. So yeah,
that's how we do it in the South, as you know. Now, this show, Match Me Abroad, is a brand new show, and I'm super excited that we're covering it. And right off the bat, I love it. Do you love it? Or you like it?
I actually surprised myself that I really enjoyed it. I was like, oh boy, what is this going to be? And it's actually pretty good. Yeah.
It's pretty good. It's a little elevated from 90 Day, I feel.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, in that the character of people maybe are slightly bit elevated.
I agree. Okay. Yes. Most definitely.
And did you like at the beginning when they open up and they have this trope of them twirling around in their various outfits?
I thought that was a cute little spin to it. I'm like, I actually like that. I mean, I don't like all the clothes necessarily, but I liked it. It was cute.
They were showing, because we see them all the time doing these walks and these spins and these whatever, and they were showing how they do it they're doing it all on the same day with the different outfits. And that's like the back-to-back one, you know, where they're doing like Rishi and Jen look that they hate each other, or Danielle and Johan, where it's like they can't even fit on the same screen, you know. Yeah, I liked it. So far, Matt Sharp, Season 1, Episode 1, which I don't have the name of the episode because I got the screener, so I didn't even write down the name of it. Season 1, Episode 1.
Just name it. Give it a name. I want to know what you're going to name it.
Okay, I'm going to name it.
I put you on that spot.
Yeah, I was going to say something mean, but then I said, no, I won't do that.
No, you have to say it now.
I was going to say like 3 dum-dums look for love. I'm going to say, what I'm going to say when we get to Harold is he's on the wrong show, and I'm very worried about his heart.
Definitely on the wrong. I mean, I think we both know what show he should be on, and I think they need to get him over there quickly. Yeah.
My heart is already hurting for what may happen with Harold.
Yeah.
I don't like it. I don't like that feeling at all.
But I have a nickname for Harold.
Okay.
He is the Prince of Smiles and Suspenders. That is his name.
That's the name of the episode, The Prince of Suspenders. I love it. I love it. Well, all right. So season 1, episode 1, I don't have the title because it didn't come up on the screener that we got, but I appreciate TLC for sending the screener because I told them, I was like, I want to cover this show and I'm going to be traveling and I got to get it to Keisha so we can cover it. So we are going to be Johnny on the spot with the episode coming out Monday.
Awesome.
So let's start with Susan. All right. Susan's in New York City. She's 52. She's blonde. She says, I'm 50-ish. Later we find out she's 52.
Yeah.
And they say, how do you look so good? And she says, oh, my secret is wine and Botox. She works for a hedge fund. I can't talk. If she enjoys working for the hedge fund, she says, I enjoy my paycheck. So
that was the show for me. I like that. I like that a lot. I'm like, I feel that. Yes.
She's a single mom to her dog, Calliope, who she just calls Moo. Mm-hmm. So already,
that sounds like Calliope.
Already, I like her. I like her. I like her. I like Moo. I like that she enjoys her fancy New York lifestyle with her paycheck. I like it.
Yeah. She seems 100% real. I don't think there's any bullshitting with her or anything. I loved her answers to everything. She's just blunt about it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then she named her dog Calliope. I mean, how can you not like that? So
I think that probably means something deeper than I know, Calliope, but I like it. And then I like that she just said, and Calliope doesn't fit, so now your name is Moo.
Yeah, Calliope is one of the Amazons from like, what movie? Wonder Woman. Her aunt was Calliope. Okay. And she was a badass warrior too. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm full of useless information.
Well, that was good though. Well, I didn't know what it meant. So yeah, there you go.
Okay.
Yeah. And in this week's Yellow Jackets, there's a Caligula reference that I had to send a text to friend Katie from Date with Dateline to say, like, tell me what this means. Cause I forgot all about it, even though I majored in English, and she did. So there you go. 2 things I didn't know this weekend, Calliope and Caligula.
There you go.
All right. So Susan goes to meet with her friend Meg, and there's just sort of like she's got her doggy wrapped up in a blanket. They're like on a New York rooftop. They're very New York gals. I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they're like, girl, dating in New York. Can we talk about it? It's very obviously, producer planted, but still they get the conversation going. And they're like, at our age, like guys just send dick pics and people don't just like invite you to dinner anymore. What happened to that? Maybe once they'll take you out for a drink. There's never any food. And I'm like, I love these girls. I need food.
I mean, there's 100% truth because I have a theory. You do not send a dick pic without sending a warning or ask the question, do you want to see my dick before sending it? Just sending a dick pic to someone, that is crazy to me. Like, why would you do that? At least feed me after you send me the damn dick pic. Like, come on.
I don't understand it. And I've been married 23 years, so I never did an app. I never had to date anybody with a cell phone picture situation. So I don't know anything about this. I understand this is the way of the world now, but I would not survive. I would not survive. I would just scream and throw my phone. Yeah.
I would catch a case. I'm like, I'm about to beat this motherfucker up if he sends me one more small dick pic. Like, that is just crazy to me. It's like, is this really where we have come in the world that is okay to do that? That's crazy.
That a guy thinks that not only that you want to see it in real life, but that you want to see a photo of it on your phone forever? No.
Look, all women are going to do is show it to her friends and we're all just going to sit around and laugh at it. I mean, that's what happens. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I know because I have single friends who are like, do you want to see this? Like, I want to see, let me see. And we just make fun of it and laugh. But geez, just the thought. James tries to send me dick pics. I'm like, boy, stop. I have been there, done that. Like, there's no need to send a picture. Like, really?
I'll see it when I get home. I don't need to see it on my phone. I'm good.
I really don't. He thinks it's cute, too. I'm like, it's not really cute. Zip up.
So Susan tells us that she was married once. She was very young, and she got divorced at age 26, and her love life has sucked since then. And she says, trying to date in New York is only making me older. And she says just
Oh.
swiping on her phone all the time has run its course. And then she says when she was young, she lived in South America and it was great. And the men there were all hot and very nice gentlemen. And we see pictures of her like younger when she didn't say why. I don't know if she was with a job or this is after her divorce. I don't know why, but young photos of her with hot looking guys in South America.
Mm-hmm.
So she says she's going to travel to Colombia to look for a man. Now, I didn't know anything about this show. Literally, I did not know one thing. I thought all of these people on the show were going to have matchmakers in the U.S. that were going to send them abroad. I didn't know.
You and me both, because when she told me her matchmaker was in Colombia, I'm like, shut the front damn door. Like, are you really? To me, I'm like, red flags. Like, this could be like a sex trafficking ring or something like that. They're trying to get me to another. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that is really putting your faith. Like, the dating scene must be really fucking bad if you're willing to take that risk.
And I just have to wonder, from production's sake, did the producers find her and she said she was interested in dating men abroad and they said, we have this matchmaker that could work with you, to make sure it's all vetted?
I hope.
So hopefully I am going to get to talk to a cast member. And if so, that will be my first question. Did you really find this person,
Because look, sometimes Matt Sharp can't even get the episode numbers right. So you know what I mean? we need some verification over here, like quickly.
Yes, that's a real great point. They really can't verify where what Chris is mad about this week and who she has left and why she is angry at Jamie and why she has to keep going home for 5 months at a time. So you're right. They don't vet people is what we're saying.
Yeah.
So she's going to travel to Colombia to look for a man. And she was looking into matchmakers in Colombia and she found Juan. Mm-hmm. So now we meet Juan, who's sitting on a park bench. And he says he's been a matchmaker for a few years. He likes to find what the person needs to work on because if you don't work on yourself, you repeat the same story. All right. Okay. Yeah, that's good.
True. Yeah.
He thinks Susan is picky and she's wounded and has a lot of walls up. And he said she might have a hard time trusting me. I was like,
well, she is picky because she had a list that had like 115 things on it. And so, I have a theory. Once we hit 30, that long list that we created in high school and college, we need to condense it down. Like, does he have a job? Is he STD free? Does he have more than one kid? Like, it needs to get a little bit smaller, but hers was still quite long.
Do you, have you been watching Indian matchmaking or now there's a new one, Jewish matchmaking?
I've never seen a single episode.
Okay, well, you want to talk about some long list. The matchmaker sits down with them and says, what's your list? And then they'll say, like, has to be funny, has to like yoga, likes to read poetry, has to have a man bun, has to be over 6'2", has to be from this particular region. And she's like, see, my auntie says every time, you will not get 100%. You will get 60 to 70%. And every time the person's like, well, no, I deserve 100%. She's like, you will not get it.
Oh, God.
And every time.
That means you don't want to compromise in a relationship. Yeah. That's what because I have a friend who's like that. She still has the same long list. Like his skin tone has to be a certain color. Like he has to be a certain height. I'm like, girl, your perfect match may be a little person. And you are just focusing on someone who's like you, at least 6 feet tall. Like you just said. So it's crazy. I mean, I think about if I had my long list from high school, I wouldn't be married to James. No, there's no way.
Well, see, my auntie says all the time, you're not marrying the height. You're not marrying a poetry book, and then she always says, like, do you want someone who's doing the you want to do Pilates? You want them to go with you to Pilates? Or no, it's okay if they want to do for a run and you don't want to hike. It's okay. You have to compromise. And so
that is a relationship right there.
And Susan is 52. So she's lived by herself since she was 26. So she might be a tough case, Susan.
I think so. Yeah.
So
but
Susan
I like her.
I like her. Yeah. But Susan says she prefers hair on the head, not on the back. That can be fixed, by the way. Backs can be waxed.
Just don't go to the same place as Valentine for the hair.
No, don't get that stick-on hair.
Please don't.
She likes someone who travels, someone who shares her beliefs. She needs somebody who is financially stable. Mm-hmm. And some of these things that she has said are not negotiable. But she's going to have to negotiate on the hair on the head, not on the back, because somebody might have a little back hair, but you can wax it. It's okay. You can fix it.
And it's funny, the things that when you find that person that you thought would bother you, that just don't bother you because you found that person. Yeah.
Yeah. So, her friend Meg says, Susan, you need to lower your standards a little bit because you can't date if you're constantly trying to check off this list of 100 things. No one can meet all of it.
That's right.
And Susan says her picker is broken, and that's why she wants to work with a matchmaker. And maybe this time in her life, she can experience true love. Now we go to Susan packing in her apartment with Moo. Her apartment looks badass. So she's rich.
She's making good money.
She's making good money to have that more than one room apartment in New York that looks beautiful.
Yeah.
So she's packing with Moo, and she and Moo are heading to Medellin, Colombia. Now, I'm wondering if she's saying Moo is a service dog or if she got some sort of special dispensation for Moo.
Okay, so I was looking at it. I was like, oh, it is too early for the baby to meet the men. Like, the baby, why are you bringing your kids in this? Why are you taking your kids across the world to go meet a man? Like, come on. But I'm sure she does need that for emotional support. You know what I mean? Because she's probably going to go on a couple of bad dates, and she's going to need that when she goes back to that room.
She needs Moo.
Yeah.
So Juan doesn't pick her up at the airport. I think it's very late. So he sends an associate whose name is also Juan, but this one is Juan Pablo, to pick her up. And she says, tonight, I'm just going to have this night for myself. I'm going to settle in and rest to get ready for my journey. Now, she's staying at the Landmark Hotel in Medellin. So I looked it up.
Of course you did.
I wanted to see how fancy Susan is.
Okay.
It's a very nice. It has a rooftop pool. It's pet friendly.
Oh, okay.
The most expensive room is like a huge duplex. It's like the bedroom's upstairs, the den is downstairs, like a little kitchenette. And that room, the most expensive room in the whole place, is $186 a night.
How the hell?
And the room she's got, that's just like a regular room with the bed, is $125 a night.
How is that possible? Wait, huh?
I know. And I looked it up. I put it in US dollars to make sure I was doing it right. Now that is for like if we went right now, like if I went next week. So I don't know if it was she went during an expensive time, but at the rate currently, if you want to go to this hotel, is very inexpensive and it's very fancy and has a gorgeous view from the rooftop pool.
Let me go get my passport because that is like a good ass deal, right? Like beyond a good deal.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
So we need to go to Colombia. All right, so that's it for Susan.
Okay.
So now we're going to go into what surprised me, and I screamed for joy when I saw Stanika, Jackson, Mississippi. Y'all, that's my hometown.
I was like, Mary Payne's loving this. I can already see the smile on her face.
Because I didn't know. Girl. I didn't know because I didn't look anything up. I just went into it blindly watching it. I immediately stopped what I was doing. I was taking pictures of her. I was sending it to my people in Jackson going, y'all, look at this girl. I'm so excited.
You may be related to Stankonia.
I could. Listen, it's Stanika. We met her dad.
I know, but it just makes me think of the Outcast record, Stankonia.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Yes.
Just can't. Yes.
Well, once we met her dad, Stanley, then we understood.
Yeah, it all made sense. Yes,
it all made sense because she's the third daughter, obviously, and they gave up on having a boy, so they had to put Stan in her name. Listen, we saw how it went.
Mm-hmm.
So first we open with Stanika, and she's making funny videos. And we never really understand why. Maybe she's doing it for the TikTok. I don't know, but she's just really steady making funny videos, putting on outfits and stuff.
She owns a photo booth thing.
She owns a photo booth business, and she's a realtor. So
right. Okay, I forgot about her being a realtor. That's right.
Yeah, but this 100% to me looks like an Airbnb because it looked like nobody lived there. It looked like, perfectly placed furniture. Everything's sort of black and white and gray. I'm always on the lookout for an Airbnb because you never see anything personal on the bedside table or anything.
Okay, but why do you think they do that? Like they don't want to film inside their own home or the space, or why?
Maybe she has a small apartment. Maybe maybe she lives in like a condo area that they say you can't film here. Like I know that happens sometimes.
Okay.
Like I know in like Vanderpump Rules people, when they all moved to Valley Village in LA, they moved to that area because they knew that they could get filming permits. You got to like certain places you can live and let you film and some won't.
Okay, because we actually have been talking about that today because I discovered yesterday that the house that they film in on Mama June is not their
Mm-hmm.
house.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, that's so weird because we can clearly see on TikTok it's a completely different house. So I'm like,
Right.
what is the reason that they're doing this? But I just assumed it was space.
Yeah, just for filming, they need the space for the cameras, and then sometimes,
Okay.
like, a landlord or a neighborhood won't allow it because you gotta get filming permits
Okay.
to have those vans outside and all that stuff.
Okay. Okay.
So, she's a realtor, she makes funny videos, she has a photo booth business. She says she's never, and she goes, and I mean never, she's 32, never been in a relationship, and she's ready for love.
Girl, count your blessings.
32 is about right. That's good.
Yep. Yep.
That's good. So she goes with her cousin. Her name is Jennifer, and she goes to a boutique in Ridgeland, Mississippi, which is right where all my people are. And the name of the
Uh-oh.
boutique is, first I thought it was She Is, and then it says She Is 3125.
Oh God, I didn't see the numbers. I just saw she is.
Yeah, so if you look up She Is 3125 in Ridgeland, Mississippi, that's the boutique that comes up, and they have an online store, and it looked cute.
Does the number like represent something in Mississippi?
I did not have any idea what 3125. It was like on the wall written out She Is and written out 3125. So I don't know, like you can't
Okay.
shop there if you're over 31 or under 25. I don't know. They said they had clothes from 0 to 3X, so they're inclusive. I don't know.
Huh. Interesting title. Okay. Interesting name.
So she says the reason she feels like she's never been in a relationship is because she was heavy and she felt that her weight was always holding her back from finding love.
Mhm.
But she had weight loss surgery in 2016, it says, and she
Mhm.
was 283. Now she's 187. So she's lost 100 pounds.
Okay.
And she tells her friend, I need to find somebody who's going to love me, whether I'm big or small. Like, I don't know, like what I'll look like, in a few years from now. I don't know. And
I loved when she said that.
yeah, like
'Cause
this
it's
is not it
so
forever.
true. Yeah,
Yeah.
like I may gain some of the way back, all of the way back. You just I felt that personally because producer James has seen me at every single weight and treats me exactly the same. So
Yeah.
you got to have a person that really just loves your stanky ass, like
Yes.
through and through. Yes.
Just like Outcast says.
Right.
So she says, but now I know, at this age that you have to love yourself first before anybody can love you. And now I feel in a place that I love myself enough that I'm able to share myself with someone. So she's talking to the shop owner and she just says, yeah, I'm going to Morocco to find love. Now, were you like, what? Morocco?
Yeah, I know.
She says that she has a friend who has a Moroccan boyfriend and they really can treat their women perfectly. She loves the way they treat their women. And she's never met anybody that treated her right. And she knows she deserves better. She knows she deserves to be treated right. Moroccan men are masculine and respectful and easy on the eyes. Okay.
Oh boy. She's gone there with not the greatest. I mean,
not
you're just
Osama with the
on
no
looks.
teeth. Osama's got that front tooth missing. He's not looking so great. He's from Morocco.
Watch that be one of the people that the matchmaker hooks her up with.
So she has hired a Moroccan matchmaker named Nina.
She's hot.
Now, Nina is something, right?
Oh,
so
yeah.
we meet Nina in Morocco, and she says her specialty is matching Arabs and Americans. She was raised in New Jersey, but her parents are Palestinian. So she knows how both kind of people work. These are her words. She says, I'm uniquely skilled for this. And she has a 100% success rate.
Okay.
I mean, even Seema Auntie doesn't have 100%. Come on now.
But do you think that that's 100% true? Or could she just say that? Or is there like a rating thing that we can look at to verify? Exactly. Like, how do you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, like, where's all of this information? I need to know before I travel across the world to meet a man.
And Morocco.
Yeah. But nothing was funnier than when she tried on that romper and the way her cousin was looking at her. Like, bitch, they don't fit. The titties aren't, but like, no, it doesn't fit. Like, one more size up and we're good because those titties not going to fit in it. Not at all.
She calls Nina and is like, can I wear this? Nina's like,
oh, boy, if you want to get like put out of the country.
Good idea. So Nina tells us Moroccan men are very alpha, but they won't try to dim your light. They'll let you just be who you are. And we have seen that with Osama and Debbie. He doesn't try to dim her light, but he just wants his visa. So she says she really wants to help Stanika. So this is when Stanika calls Nina to ask about the outfits. And she's trying on some cute clothes, but, maybe you just go up one size. And she says—
That's all you got to do. That's all you got to do.
And she cries a little bit. And she says, I put everything into my job and I put everything into myself, but I've never put everything all in for love. And her cousin Jennifer's like, I am a little nervous about you leaving the country. Like, you've never even left the country before. And there's a language barrier.
God.
There's a cultural barrier. Like, this is why don't you try Mexico?
Canada. Just go to Canada.
England.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. There's some places you could go.
But she went big. She said, big. Go big or go home.
And she says, I'm kind of worried about you going over there. And then in the talking head, her cousin Jennifer cries a little bit and was like, I just am worried about her going over there and getting hurt and getting her heart broken.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Now she's going out to dinner with her family for her birthday, and they're going to Babalu's. I love that place. It's a really good place in Jackson, Babalu's. Go there.
Y'all, if y'all can see the look on her face as she's talking about this, she's so giddy and happy.
It's so exciting. It's so exciting.
Funny.
It's good. It's over in the Fondren district. It's where they filmed a lot of The Help, because that was like Brent's Drugs. That's the whole area over there. It's great. It's great.
What kind of food do they serve, Mary Payne?
They have like soft tacos and whatnot.
Oh, yum. I love a soft taco.
It's a Tex-Mex.
Okay.
All right. So now I lost my place. I got so excited about Babalu's. So she's going to dinner with her family for her 32nd birthday, but they don't know that she's going to Morocco, that she set it all up so that she could go ahead and go and not give them any chance to talk her out of it.
Because they were going to talk her out of it.
For sure.
Most definitely.
So now we see her sisters. There is Marilyn and Timekia. Tamika. Yeah. But Tamika is spelled Timakia or Timekia. But I was wondering if there was a man in the house named Tim.
She may have a different dad, and his name is Tim.
Could be. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
So her sisters
That's what we're going with.
That's where we're going with. So her sisters go, look, she's past 30. It's time for her to find love. She's 32. And the one sister goes, 32 is right when I had my babies. Like, this is perfect timing for you. We can't wait for her to experience a first date and have those butterflies. Like, their sisters are sweet. They're like, we were really ready for her to experience this. And we know, like, she's ready now. Now, mom and dad are there, Yvonne and Stanley. That's where we get the Stanika from. And she's like, before y'all get started on me about looking for a man, looking for love, I want to tell you, I am ready. I'm ready to find love and settle down. And I'm on a journey. And guess what? I have a matchmaker. Now, Yvonne and Stanley are starting to get the stink face.
Yes, and they are.
And I'm going to Morocco.
Nope.
Now, all at once, they are like, Morocco? Why are you going to Morocco? Why do you have to go all the way to Morocco? You don't even know anything about Morocco. And mom just goes, child, why do you think you're going to find love in Morocco? And they all just stare at her.
I mean, I think about if Skylar, like, we were all at dinner and she comes and tells me she's moving to Morocco to meet a man. I'm like, no, you're not. Nope.
What?
Nope. Not happening. Nope. No, ma'am. Nope. There's just no way. Especially someone who's never even been out of the country.
Right. Why don't you try a bang trip to the DR? See how that goes.
Or how about go to California?
What about Jamaica? Somewhere where they speak your same language.
Yes.
So she tells them, I'm going for 3 weeks. And I'm always interested in this too. When she's doing this filming, right? What has she told her family that we're going to, hey, there's camera crews there. I'm going to sit down because they are already talking about her finding love. So she must have told them this is a dating show and they're going to find me somebody here in Jackson. Maybe Ridgeland.
Most definitely. Yeah. America. I mean, just within the States. Yeah.
So she
Mama
must have
was
told
not
them
happy.
So she goes, I'm going to Morocco for 3 weeks. And dad just looks at her like, this one fell off the truck and got hit
That's
her
my
head too
special
hard.
child. Yeah, that's the special one. And she named after me.
Damn it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
he says, girl, their customs are different and you'll have to prepare yourself for that. And mom goes, sometimes the guys there have more than one wife. And Stanika goes, no, mom, that's not true. That's just a stigma. And talking head, Yvonne, mom says, over there, you have to bow down to the men's and follow the
Men's.
men and follow the men's rules. And honey, that is not going to work. Dad and Stan's over there, just Stanley's nodding.
Yep.
Stanley's nodding. Yeah.
Yep.
Mom tells her, Stanika, you don't need to find love. Love needs to find you. And you don't need a man to find you. You don't need to go over there to find a man. A man needs to find you. And she said, I am going over there for a man to find me. And her cousin pipes in and goes, no. Nina's going to find it for her. And mom's like, now who the hell is Nina?
I need to talk. Give me Nina's phone number. I need to talk to Nina because she's not fixing to have my baby all the way across the world trying to find a man. Yeah.
Yvonne has had it. She has had it with whatever this filming is. And it is getting to be nighttime and they put them over on a bench to this talking head. And she is like, I didn't get enough soft tacos before you dropped this on me.
And it's time for me to go home and take my wig off. Like, no, we got to wrap it up. Let's go. I've heard enough foolishness for today. Yeah.
So they say Nina is the matchmaker and she has 100% success rate. And mom just looks at her. And Stanika goes, Mom, it's a beautiful world out there with people all over in different places to meet. So Jennifer is trying to be her hype man, goes, yep, I really hope she goes over there and experiences everything like she can go to spice shops.
She tried. She tried. Yeah, that's when you just tap your cousin and say, never mind, I got it. I got it.
Girl.
Yeah. Yeah.
Spice shops. It's not where it's at, girl.
Nope.
And Stanika goes, yes, but I'm going to meet people and I'm going to meet with Nina who's going to help me. And then she says, I want all of you to stay open-minded while I go through this process. And they all just look at her like, how did we get tricked into signing this form to be on this show? And now people at our work are going to see this and know that I got the dumbest daughter that the God not dropped on her head as a baby.
They probably said we need to form a prayer circle right now to bless this child because something ain't right.
But I did like Stanika. I did like her.
Oh yeah.
I liked her. I just don't understand Morocco. Why Morocco?
I don't get it either. Because she had one friend who told her she met a Moroccan guy and things were going well. And that's all she needed to hear.
And the guy must have been real hot.
He was. Probably model material. Yeah.
All right. Well, if I get a chance to talk to Stanika, I'm going to get all this information because I put in my request. Okay.
Perfect.
All right, y'all. I know you've heard me talking about microdosing, okay? Microdosing is what lots and lots of people are doing to feel better, and you can get so many health benefits. Let me tell you what microdosing helps you with, okay? Creative boost, enjoying the moment, sleep, that's for me, pain, also me. Everybody knows I've got this back pain, anxiety. I mean, at this point, everybody has anxiety. Am I right? Workout and recovery. And I've even heard it helps with sex. So what I've been using the microdosing gummies for are for sleep because my mind just runs and runs and runs. So what I've been doing is I've been biting one of these gummies in half about, 45 minutes, an hour before I'm ready to go to bed. And by the time I'm ready to lay down and sort of read my book and go to sleep, I'm able to fall asleep without the hamster wheel of my mind not shutting off. It's really been great for me. It helps me fall asleep, helps me wake up rested. Last night I slept for 8 hours. It's a total and complete miracle. And I've tried everything, guys. I've really tried everything. I know that producer Ingrid has also been taking them at night for sleep, and she has really been reporting to me some wonderful benefits for her nighttime anxiety and sleep as well. So microdose THC gummies are available nationwide. To learn more about microdosing THC, go to microdose.com and use code PINKSHADE to get free shipping and 30% off your first order. You guys, they have all sorts of gummies, all sorts of flavors, and they taste really good as well. So the links can be found in the show notes, but again, that's microdose.com and use code PINKSHADE and let me know how it's working for you. Hey, y'all. Do you ever wish you had visibly thicker hair? How about less shedding of your hair? Maybe stress is causing your hair to thin, or is it the other way around? Do you have stress because of your thinning hair? There are multiple root causes of hair thinning, and Nutrafol addresses key root causes through a whole body approach to hair health. Millions of Americans experience thinning hair. It's not only common, it's totally normal, but among women, it's not really openly talked about. And if you're going through it, you might feel lonely or frustrated or, again, stressed. So you can join the thousands of women that are doing something about it, including me, with Nutrafol. Nutrafol is the #1 dermatologist recommended hair growth supplement, clinically shown to improve visible thickness and strength. I have gotten my Nutrafol, and my husband has gotten his Nutrafol, and we have been taking it. They come in these really sleek black bottles that we just leave right on our counter. Gorgeous. So you're going to go to Nutrafol.com and take their hair health wellness quiz. You're going to identify the causes of your thinning hair, and Nutrafol is going to give you a personalized plan for better hair growth, because they treat it from, like, if you're like perimenopause or if you just had a baby. There's all sorts of root causes for this. And again, sometimes stress is the cause. So take the first step to visibly thicker, healthier hair. For a limited time, Nutrafol is offering our listeners $10 off your first month subscription and free shipping when you go to Nutrafol.com and enter promo code PINKSHADE. Find out why over 4,000 healthcare professionals recommend Nutrafol for healthier hair. Nutrafol.com, spelled Nutrafol.com, promo code PINKSHADE, Nutrafol.com, promo code PINKSHADE. All right, let's talk about Harold. Prince of Suspenders, what did you call him?
Prince of Smiles, because he has to smile at the end of each sentence, and suspenders. Yes.
Oh, bless him. So right away, he's real sweet. He's from Los Alamos, New Mexico. He's 41. And so I said, we opened with some real serious bowling and dramatic music. It's like Showdown at the OK Corral, like type music with this bowling. And I was like, what's happening with Harold? And this is when I started to notice it's just all the turning around in his outfits and his suspenders and his bow ties in front of that bridge.
Yeah.
And he says, I'm Harold. I consider myself a dreamer. So he talks to his bowling buddies about his new apartment. And his he says, I have a new apartment. I have nice friends that I could go bowling with. I'm just missing true love. Yeah. So we see his apartment, and he has just lined up all the furniture they got at a garage sale up against the walls.
They called it antique.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. He says he has lots of desks because he has lots of different hobbies and things. And he shows us his art that he works really hard on. And he says, up until 6 months ago, I was living in San Antonio, Texas with my parents, trying to make my living as an artist. And he says, when I was a kid, I was different right away. And they knew there was a problem. But back then, they didn't have the spectrum, the autism spectrum. Right. And as a kid, I got diagnosed as ADHD without the hyperactivity, which is ADD.
ADD, yeah.
So that's what I was diagnosed with as a child as well. And he got diagnosed with that. And he says now he knows he's autistic, but he manages it better now as an adult. And he says in 2019, he made a career change because it's hard to make a living as an artist, much less a starving artist.
Yes.
So now he's a radiation protection technician. He protects people from dangerous radiation. I don't know what this means. I don't know if he's the X-ray person that comes in and puts the vest on you and runs the machine. The X-ray. I didn't understand what this was. I think
like it's someone who has to check the radiation levels. That's what I got from it.
Yeah, it seems like he works in a hospital.
Yeah. He just never fully really explained it, and this one just hits too close to home for me. Because my stepson is autistic. So before he even told us he was on the spectrum, I'm like, oh boy, he's on the wrong show. Like, yeah, he should be on Love on the Spectrum. Most definitely.
I was thinking that too, because he's real sweet, and
they're always so sweet.
Also, obviously, very smart, very high functioning, and has a very good understanding of his diagnosis and how to work through it.
Yeah.
So he shows us his rock collection. And he says, now that I have this job, I have assets. I have 401k that's growing well. I have something to offer, and I'm hoping to meet someone. And then he tells us, my dating experience has been painful. American women are just playing games, and I have a hard time relating to people when they don't say exactly what they want. And he's swiping on the apps, and he says, this one was a catfish.
Yeah.
This one is talking to me. This one doesn't say what they want. And he says,
Right.
so I've been looking into Eastern European women because I hear that they are blunt and to the point. And I'm looking into a woman from Prague, the Czech Republic, because I know that they are dominant and I'm a passive type. And also, I like tall, sexy blondes.
Yeah, let's just stick with that one. That's the real reason there, Harold. You ain't fooling anybody, Harold.
So he says he met Katerina, the matchmaker from Prague. So she says she's honest. Her success rate is
very
80%.
honest. I think she's telling I think everything that came out of her mouth was the truth. Even when she's like talking to Harold, she's just blunt with, I'm like, okay, that's what he needs, really.
That's what he needs.
Yeah.
And I think that's pretty interesting about Harold in that he is on the spectrum. He's an adult. He's very intelligent, and he understands that he doesn't get nuance. And so he tells somebody flat out, I don't get nuance. I don't get jokes. I need you to flat out tell me. Like, so when she's talking to him, she says, that was a joke, Harold. He's like, oh, okay.
Yes.
It's not funny. I don't get it, but okay. Yeah.
That's one of the things with me and my stepson is because I'm exceptionally sarcastic. And sometimes I'm like, Jackson, I'm just kidding. Like that's
a joke.
No, that's a total joke. And he's like, he gets it. And he's very high functioning, autistic like Harold, but I don't think he's going to ever drive. Yeah.
Do we see Harold driving?
He does drive.
He does, because he's driving his mom, right?
What? Okay. Wait, no, his mom. No,
his mom was driving. I think his mom
was driving. But I saw two different vehicles, though.
I think Harold could drive.
I think Harold can drive because he
couldn't move away that far away if he couldn't drive.
Yeah, because I was like, oh boy, the day that Jackson gets on the road is the day I'm not on the road anymore.
How old is Jackson?
18.
18. Okay. All right.
Yes.
Well, that's different.
Yeah.
So Harold has a few more years. So she tells us, Katerina tells us, all right, so Harold is not the type of man most women would go for. He is very unique. He's still like a little boy looking for his mommy. I've worked with autistic clients before, and I'm not about labeling people, but Harold has had so much disappointment in his life that he simply doesn't believe in himself, but there is love out there for him. And I love a challenging case, right?
I think she's good for him.
I think she's good for him too. So
for this particular situation. Yeah.
Right. However they found her. So the producers. Yeah. So his mom, Deborah, comes to visit. He hasn't seen her in 5 months. And he's never lived on his own. He's never had an apartment or anything. And for his mom not to come to visit him at 5 months, seems like she'd be down there like the first week. Yeah.
Especially nervous. Like she had anxiety from the moment we first saw her. I'm like, he's putting this poor woman through it. I think with the move and then what she's about to find out, I think that's, I know. I can't even imagine Jackson moving to another state without any of us.
Yeah.
That would be insane.
20 years from now, you might feel different when he's in his 40s, right?
I know him. Yeah. No. Family meeting time. He's trying to move out of state. Not letting that happen.
Family meeting time. All right. So then he's showing his mom, like, here's what I've done with the apartment. I've lined my furniture up against the wall. And here's my desk. And here's this. And then let me show you my bedroom. And he's got just the bottom part of his bunk bed. He doesn't have the top on it. Bless him. It's his bunk bed from like when he was a kid. I mean,
But I'm laughing because it took me a while to just admit to myself that that's exactly what it was. I tried to make it everything except for what it was. I'm like, Keisha, it's a bunk bed.
It's a bunk bed that he didn't put the top on. Yes, it is. Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So he tells us, I really want my mom to be proud of me and see all the changes that I've made in a short time. So mom is telling him, well, we really miss you. We really, wish you were with us. And he says, Mom, I have a very full life here now, but I'm just missing the one. And mom says, why is it that you think you're going to find the one so far away?
Right. Yeah.
And mom's like, I just can't stand the thought of him getting his heart broken. And he already lives so far away now. Like, and then he's going to even go on this trip. Like it's, like she's got to be worried to death,
You can see it all over her face. There was times I'm like, she really wants to cry, but she's just really holding it together.
It's hard enough that he's already moved to New Mexico, right?
Only for like 5 months. Like this is all happening within like a very short time frame. Yeah.
Yeah. So he says, Mom, this trip is just the culmination of a lot of things coming together all at the exact right time. The time that I have, the money, etc. And so she says, okay. So they get in the car and they go see Dan Monte, the lawyer. They go to talk about a prenup. And he says, to have an exit strategy before you go into a room is always a good idea. Okay. So he says, he tells Dan, I have a lot of intellectual property and I want to find out how a prenup can protect me. I have art. I have inventions. I have 10 notebooks of inventions. As you see, this is 1 through 9. This is notebook number 10. And he shows us one of his inventions, which looked like an umbrella that would like only be behind you. So it would only protect ahead of you. It looked good. It looked like, and he had the drawing out of how it would work. And he says his inventions could one day be worth millions and millions and tens of millions of dollars.
I just feel like if he waited till that day, he wouldn't have a problem finding a woman right where he is. Once he's cashed in on all those inventions and things like that. I mean, I think he could find him a nice, robust, blonde, blue-eyed woman right there. Where's he at? New Mexico?
New Mexico.
Yep. That's what I think. So it's a good thing he's actually doing that, thinking about a prenup.
Yeah. And so Dan says, okay, all right, I think this is important. So have you discussed the idea of the prenup with your future wife? And he says, oh, so I haven't met her yet. I've never met her, but I'm going to Prague, Czech Republic, to find her through a matchmaker. And Dan's like, okay. Looks over at Mom, Deborah, and was like, uh-huh. And Dan says, all right, listen, this is great. Harold is doing his due diligence, but I've never had this exact situation. No, but I'm hoping it's going to work out for Harold. He's a great guy. So Dan tells him, listen, step 1 is find the woman you want to marry. That's step 1.
Yep.
And then step 2, make a detailed list of the assets. And then we're going to flesh out the details once you get to step 1 and step 2.
Right.
And so he says, all right. So back at Harold's mismatched apartment, he's packing. And he calls Katerina to talk about packing. And she goes, oh, and he says, I'm just wondering about the weather and what I should pack. And she said, pack condoms. And he says, oh. And she goes, Harold, that was a joke. And he goes, no, I like the way you're thinking. Okay.
Like you're the best matchmaker ever.
And so he says, she goes, listen, you have to pack nice clothes, Harold. Okay. And he goes, I haven't bought clothes in a long time, like 10 years, but my clothes, they stand the test of time. They're classics. She goes, no, Harold, absolutely not. These cannot be the same clothes for 10 years. You need new clothes, Harold. And he says,
well, wait till she sees the suspenders.
He says, I take very good care of my clothes. So no, I don't need new ones. Right.
Okay. Harold. Oh boy.
He says, and I'm also considering, do you think I should bring my invention books, all of my art materials, and my rock collection? She goes, Harold, you can't travel on the airplane with rocks. Czech Republic is full of rocks, Harold. You're going to need some decent clothes, okay? And he's like, oh, okay. So he gets in the car with Mom. And she goes, you need to worry when you're in a foreign country. You have to look out for things like pickpockets and things like that. And he says, yes, Mom, I know. And she says, are you nervous? And he goes, no. So then she's like, I am just worried about you leaving the country. It really worries me. And
I bet. Yeah.
He says, Mom, I'm living life. I'm more outgoing now. I want to experience things. Talking heads, she's like, I'm so nervous. So in the
I would have been on that plane with him.
I'm
like, look, if this is what you really, really want to do, I am most definitely going with you. You're not going back. I just think about the sensory overload that he may have once he's there. And there's people take advantage. Once they sense something, they will try. This one's too much. Oops, Sorry. This
Drop
was a
your
little
mic.
bit too much for me. I dropped my mic. Yeah.
I think you're right. And sensory overload and the language barrier alone. Unless all of a sudden he's just learned how to speak fluent Czech Republican or whatever Russian. I don't know what they speak there.
I wouldn't be surprised if he had. He probably has learned it or enough of it. Well, we know he knows how to say, "Will you marry me?" because we saw him practice and get right there. So, you know.
You guys don't come at me if I don't know what they speak in the Czech Republic. I'm sorry. I'm assuming
it's
some
form. What do they speak?
Some form of Czech, Russian. I don't know. I'll know next week. I will know next week because someone will tell me.
No, about 12 people going to tell you.
Mary Payne, what's wrong with you? So in the car, he tells her, you know, Mom, every mile I get closer to the airport, I am feeling my heart rate go up. I am getting more and more nervous. And she says, yes, I imagine so. He goes, now here we are at the airport. And now I am like fully experiencing nerves. So he says, you know, I do worry about putting my heart out there and having my heart get destroyed, but I've wanted it for so long. So I just have to take the risk and jump in with both feet and my whole heart. And I'll only have this moment right now to live my dream and find love. And that's the end of the episode, Keisha.
Mary Payne, I'm worried for Harold. I am really, really worried. I would have went to Czech Republic with Harold to help him out.
I know. What, Deborah, I bet he could afford a plane ticket for you.
And she looked like she wanted to go, but I guess he's trying. I mean, there's one thing with him having his independence, but traveling across the world to find love, no, that's just not on the list. No.
Well, that's just like Jennifer said to Stanika. It's like, you've never been out of the country and you're going to pick Morocco?
Mary, I can't fly out of the country by myself. I'm not going to make it out of the airport. I'm like, James, I missed my flight. Somebody come get me. I don't know what these numbers and things like that mean. Somebody, like, I cannot do it. So I can't, none of them are acting like their anxiety's high about going out of the country to find love in countries you don't speak the languages. It's just too much. Like, it's too much for me.
Did we get the idea that Susan did speak Spanish?
I was thinking that she did since she'd been there before.
Well,
South America.
I mean, I've been to Mexico a lot, and I don't speak Spanish. But it seems
like you don't speak Spanish.
No, girl.
Girl, you sounded like you spoke Spanish when you talked about those soft tacos earlier. When you said Tex-Mex, you know some Spanish.
I can say carne asada.
Oh.
I can say playa mujeres. Beach of women. That's what that means.
Okay.
Oh yeah, I got some words. I can say donde es la biblioteca.
Girl, you on your way. You can live in Mexico.
I can find the library and the beach full of women. That's what I can find.
That's all you need to know.
A cerveza and a baño, and that's all I got.
And what are those?
That's the beer and the bathroom.
There you go. You ready?
I think I am going to go on like Duolingo or something to try to learn a little French before I go to France.
What are you going? This is my first time hearing of this. You're going to France, and when?
In December, we're doing a 2-week vacation, and we're going to London and Paris, the whole fam.
Can I go?
Yeah.
You gonna buy my plane ticket?
No.
Mm-hmm. Oh, well, I can't go then.
It's not sponsored by Pink Shade. I'm going to not work for 2 weeks. We're going to do this trip. And because, the last 2 years, COVID caught us on Christmas. It's not going to catch us this year.
Oh.
Year number 3 is going to be, we're going to be out of the country. COVID's not going to catch us.
This is the year to do it. This is going to be y'all's year. Yes, most definitely. I feel it in my soul.
Oh, my Lord. Keisha, I got to tell you something. I love this show, and I'm very glad that you're covering it with me because I don't know if you and I have ever covered a 90-day type show together.
We have, I think you and I covered for Aaron maybe once or twice or a few. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I think we've done 90-day Fiance. I think we did it once, 1 or 2 times, and then everything else has been those knuckleheads on WeTV.
WeTV knuckleheads. And she's talking about Mama June. Now, over on Libra Lounge, are you talking about Mama June on Libra Lounge? If people want to know about Mama June?
Yes, we just recorded. The new episode is out now. And yes, there's a segment devoted all to Mama June.
Okay, because I know that I am an anomaly and some people really like, who really loves Mama June is Lindsay from Life After Lockup. She was on and on about how much she loves Mama June.
Because producer James hates it. He just gets mad. Everything that comes out of Judith's mouth just angers him. And I just love it. I'm like, I got to watch the episode again. It's so good. I might have missed something.
And she has listen, I know nothing about Mama June. I know she's had like a pedophile fiance, and she had a crackhead fiance. Does she still have one of those guys? Or she got a new one?
She got a toothless fiance, but now they're married. And I got to tell you, this new guy has more sense than anyone that's ever been on the damn show.
Is he still toothless, or has he got some teeth now?
You know, she got her man some new teeth. That's what Mama June does. See, I'm trying to date Mama June so I can get a tummy tuck because she looks out for her people. Okay, I'm like, Mama June, I need a little bit of a mommy makeover over here. Yes, he has new teeth and they're bigger than his whole face.
Where do they? I know they don't live in Mississippi, so I count my blessings on that. But where do they live? Are they
June
Tennessee, Alabama?
She's in Alabama. And I think the girls live in whatever state's like really, really close to it. It's not Kentucky. That's 1,000-Pound Sisters.
Louisiana?
No.
Georgia?
No. Georgia. I think they're in Georgia. Yes. Okay. Yes. I think they're in Georgia. Yes. There we go. Yeah.
And then Honey Boo Boo is like 17, but has a boyfriend that's like 30. Like, what's happening there?
Well, because in their state, you know, the legal age is 16.
For what? For sex?
I think so. Like,
okay, for
marriage, it's okay for him to date her. Yeah, it's not illegal. Yeah.
And she's 16, 17, and her boyfriend's how old?
He's like 22. But she's about to be 18, and she thinks she turns 18 pretty soon because she is about to graduate. Yeah.
Okay.
And she doesn't go by Honey Boo Boo anymore.
Well, I'm sorry. That's all I know.
She doesn't want any of us to call her that. We want to call her Alana.
Okay. What's the other sister's name? Is like Peanut? Pumpkin?
It's Pumpkin, but her real name is Lauren.
All right. Yeah. So we got Pumpkin and we got Honey Boo Boo. All right.
And Jessica is on the show as well.
Those are the 3 daughters of Mama June.
She has another daughter, Caitlin, who recently got diagnosed with stage 4 cancer. So she's...
Oh, jeez.
Yeah. She's the oldest one, which she used to be on Here Comes Honey Boo Boo and Mama June, until Mama June started dating the guy that allegedly was in jail for molesting her. Yeah. Mama June is a hot mess. Yes.
No joke, man.
Yep. And she sold her house for crack.
Well, that's a lot of crack.
She blew $100,000 on crack, on drugs, in a very short amount of time. Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. I'm telling you, you're missing out. You're missing it. You are missing it.
I don't want to see these hillbilly crackheads. I don't.
I tell you what we should do. One day we should record ourselves, and it would be the first time you have watched an episode of Mama June, and we just give commentary.
Okay, we could do that.
You're gonna love it. I'm gonna make.
I'm scared I might say something that'll get me canceled.
I don't think there's anything you can say about Mama June that would get you canceled because we have all thought it at some point. It still is Mama June. So yeah, I think you're safe. Yes.
Oh, God bless her. Well, everybody follow Keisha at the Libra Lounge with Keisha is the podcast anywhere you get your podcast. And then of course, Keisha has a great Instagram, which is same thing, Libra Lounge with Keisha, right?
Yeah.
She's funny over there, you guys. And so are we at Pink Shade Pod. Please follow us. Please follow us. And if you guys want more content, you can go over to Pink Shade Prime, which is our bonus content that's on Patreon and Supercast. Right now we're covering Indian matchmaking, Jewish matchmaking, 90-day, Love in Paradise. Those are what's being covered over there right now. And tomorrow I'll be coming at you with 90 Day the Other Way with Kimberly. And then this Thursday I'll be coming at you with Bravo Breakdown. We'll be talking about the season finale of Vanderpump Rules with Kate Casey. So that's what's coming up this week. And I'll be recording from the beach. So everybody
lucky,
bit jealous.
Lucky.
Still working. All right.
Now I have a question for you. Real quick.
Okay. Yep.
Who are your 2 co-hosts that I know one is Amy Archer, but who's the other person that everyone thinks they are the same person?
Kimberly.
Okay.
So Kimberly and Amy did a crossover for me when I was out of town. And, but Amy has had like a severe, like she had like full laryngitis. So she was coming out of her laryngitis. So her voice didn't sound like it normally does. So they're going to have to do it again. And then I've told both of them in the last 2 days that between Amy Archer and Kimberly and Keisha, this is my dream team. And I have TM called it the Quadcast.
What
do you think? What do you think?
I love it. I love it. I love it.
The Quadcast. TM. Nobody can have it. If anybody tries to take it, timestamp. 1 hour, 5 minutes.
That's a good one.
Pink
That's a good one. That's a good one. Love it.
Yeah,
okay.
Those are my people. All right, Keisha, I will talk to you next week about Match Me Abroad, Season 1, Episode 2.
Can't wait.
Bye.